What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Josh F Show, where we do not F around. My name is Josh F. Here with my co-host, Josh F. Josh, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great today, Josh. I'm so lucky to be on this great show with you and with all of our correspondents that we have here today. We have some amazing segments coming up for you, but first off, we have our breaking news with Stephen Hogenkamp and Ben Sherman.
Thank you so much, Josh's, and everyone. It is the sports news that we have all been waiting for and have been on the edge of our seats. Shohei Ohtani, the Japanese Babe Ruth, has decided where he wants to go for his next team. Ben, where's he going?
For 10 years, $700 million. That's right, $700 million. Chavez Ravine, he's a Los Angeles Dodger, Steven.
I mean, Ben, it's the place everyone was expecting him to go to, but still, $700 million. Ben, I didn't even think this was going to get to $6, especially because he won't be able to pitch next year. The Dodgers are paying one player, a DH, $70 million just in 1 year.
Yeah, they are. I mean, when you get one person who is top 10 at pitching in the entire major leagues and also a top 10 hitter in the entire major leagues, top 10 pitchers and hitters in the major leagues get north of 30 million a year. The best 40 million plus a year. You put those two together, you might want to argue actually that the Dodgers kind of got away with a little bit of a steal here and not needing to pay him maybe 80 million a year or something like that.
Yeah, play-by-play commentator for the Angels, Wayne Randazzo, says that Dodgers may have gotten a steal here, but undoubtedly the Dodgers have one of the best, if not the best, big three in Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and now the new Shohei Ohtani in all of MLB. They had a couple years of quiet off seasons. Got to think they were preparing for this, don't you think?
100%. They've been clearing payroll for the last couple of years, and I mean, the whole league, their eyes have been on Ohtani, but the Dodgers especially. He's just 40 miles down the five. Like you gotta know that he's coming down, and they wanted him, and they got him.
Well, it was a free agency for Ohtani that involved everything as far as a private jet from Anaheim to Toronto being tracked. But there you have it. Shohei Ohtani going to the Los Angeles Dodgers for $700 million across 10 years. We're going to send it back to you guys, Josh.
Thank you so much, Stephen and Ben, for that amazing segment. But Josh, we have some breaking news of our own. The in-season tournament final for the NBA has been announced going on tomorrow.
Yeah, LeBron James obviously putting up an incredible game yesterday. Still turning 39 in a few days and still putting up those numbers is actually incredible, really. And then Tyrese Halliburton pushed the Pacers past the Bucks, so that final matchup is set for tomorrow. Pacers versus the Lakers. I personally have the Pacers, but
come on.
yeah, you might disagree with that. But
don't do that to me.
I'm a big Tyrese fan. So, but for another news of greatness, we have next up Zoe and Bella with the weekend updates from Chapman.
What in the world of women's basketball? The WNBA draft order is in, and the Indiana Fever have the number 1 draft pick for the 2024 WNBA season. All eyes go to Caitlin Clark as the consensus number 1 pick. Clark made history on Wednesday, reaching 3,000 career points. She becomes the first basketball player in Division I men's and women's basketball to score 3,000 points, 750 rebounds, and 750 assists. But it's not a guarantee that Clark will enter the draft come the end of the season. Though Clark is in her senior year at Iowa State, she is eligible for a 5th year on the Hawkeyes basketball team due to the shortened 2020 season because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, the WNBA draft is on April 15th, just 8 days after the March Madness Championship game, a title currently held by the LSU Tigers, who beat Clark and the Hawkeyes last April 102-85. But Iowa and LSU are not the only contenders this year. With wins on Sunday, South Carolina, UCLA, and North Carolina State extended their undefeated records, something neither LSU or Iowa can say, as they both faced early season's upset this year. I'll leave you with one stat for the road. The most points ever scored by a Division I college basketball player is 3,667 by Pistol Pete. And if I were you, I would be watching Caitlin Clark this season to see if and when she breaks that record.
What's up, everyone? We've got some exciting news coming out of college football this past weekend. There is a new Heisman Trophy winner. LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels took home the most prestigious individual honor in college football. He is the second straight transfer to win the award, following his transfer to LSU from Arizona State to finish his college career. His phenomenal season flashed 3,812 passing yards, 1,134 rushing yards, and 50 touchdowns for the Tigers. As the third player in LSU history to win the award, after greats like Billy Cannon and Joe Burrow, all eyes are on him as the 2024 NFL Draft approaches. The win also placed him second in Yahoo Sports' recent NFL positional rankings, leaving speculation of where he will land. Hit us up with who you think will snag the newest Heisman.
Thank you so much to Bella and Zoe for that fantastic report. Right now, the topic of the season, finals week. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing okay. It's definitely a little bit stressful at times to go through finals week. This final's a little more fun. We get to be on air, be more relaxed, make some jokes. But I got a lot of essays. Luckily, no tests for me, but it's a lot of essays. How are they treating you, though, Josh?
Yeah, I only have one hard finalist this year right now. It's just a really annoying sports teacher. It's got my back on me. But besides that, pretty easy.
Yeah, well, that is definitely good to hear. But now we are going to go to our senior correspondent live in the field, Gavin Nguyen.
Hey there, I'm Gavin Nguyen. I'm live right now in front of Angel Stadium, where you can see behind me Shohei Ohtani's mural is already gone. Take a look at these images from Twitter. User Sam Bloom3 documented that whole process as they were coming down while Shohei's deal with the Dodgers was being inked. Just fascinating images as we see Shohei's mural already gone from Angel Stadium. But that deal, the 10-year, $700 million historic deal with the Dodgers, already breaking so many sports records. The largest sports record in professional sport, the largest contract, in professional sports history, as well as the largest free agent signing by almost double, $700 million versus $360 million for Judge, and the largest per year salary for any MLB player, with Max Scherzer being $43.3 million, the previous record holder now going to Shohei at $70 million. Now, what does this mean for Shohei and the Dodgers? Well, this is just the fifth time in MLB history where top three MVP finishers are going to be starting on the same team. That's going to be Betts, Freeman, and Ohtani. And even though Ohtani is going to be limited to just hitting in the 2024 season as he recovers from elbow injuries, it's going to be a fun season for me to watch as a Dodgers fan. On that note, Josh and Josh, I'll hand it off to you.
Coming up next, we have our very own Joe Wall interviewing Tony Stark, Jack Bray.
Well, we got some great sporting events coming up this weekend. We got Cowboys-Eagles Sunday Night Football. If you want to know how to potentially win some money on your parlay for that game and many others, we got our very own Tanner Pierce with our bet segment coming up next.
You are in the middle of a game. Adrenaline coursing through your body. And you are calling the shots. Feel the power as you control the game's narrative. From commentator to camera virtuoso, replay wizard to unyielding director. There is no better experience than being in the moment. Challenge your limits and embrace the electrifying rush that comes with the crowd's roar. You never know the epic plays you will capture and the masterpiece you could make. You could be an amateur learning on the fly or a pro wanting to expand your skills. You will always fit in. And what better place to broadcast your skills than in sports? Never knowing what is coming next and always coming across something new. Join the Chapman Sports Broadcasting Network and experience the thrill of life.
Welcome back to the Josh F. Show. Josh, a little bit of our next conversation is going to be around movies. My personal favorite that came out this year was Trolls 3, a great animated film. Josh, what are some of your favorites?
Yeah, that's definitely a good one in the animated film world. Justin Timberlake coming back with a banger, of course, for the third time in that one. But we also have some new movies that just came out, including Napoleon, which is a little bit about his life, and Hunger Games, the latest installment from the classic book series. But with all that and more, we have our entertainment reporter, Tess Martinelli, who has the latest.
There's no greater way to celebrate the excellence of athleticism than through Dancing with the Stars.
DWTS Season 32 wrapped up last Tuesday with the 5 remaining couples fighting for the Len Goodman Mirrorball Trophy. In an unprecedented turn of events, definitely not to make ABC executives more money, 5 couples instead of the usual 3 were brought to the finale. They were actress Allison Hannigan, former Bachelorette Charity Lawson, singer Jason Mraz, Marvel actress Xochitl Gomez, and finally Ariana Madix, who is literally most known for getting cheated on Vanderpump Rules. I wish I was kidding. Now let's take a look at each couple's journey on the show. I can't lie, Allison Hannigan was real hard to watch in the beginning. Take a look at my favorite dance of the entire season, which is her doing a Lumiere dance. It literally looks like she's got a candle stick up her ass, but she truly gained her spot as most improved. Look at her final dance of the season. It is worlds different than how she started. Next, Ariana Madix. Ariana has been a solid competitor this entire show. The judges consistently marked her as powerful and sexy and sensual. However, from episode 1 to the finale, she stuck with this kind of girl boss narrative, likely to reclaim her power after her public cheating scandal. However, by the end, it fell flat for me as I feel like I wanted to get to know Ariana more as a person aside from that tough exterior that she had. Charity Lawson. Charity has remained at kind of the top of the leaderboard since the beginning because she has pretty good technical skills. However, my one gripe with her is that she was literally never giving. She was never serving face. She was never popping her for Dancing with the Stars, and that was the one thing that I wanted from her. I just wanted to feel the energy and feel the emotion from her. However, I will say in the finale, she pulled out this cheer routine, so it kind of threw me off a little bit and my perspective on her changed. Xochitl Gomez. I am obsessed with her. Also, her and Val were absolutely the most delicious couple. Xochitl rocked it week to week. She had this one costume mess up in her MTV Music Awards themed dance, and I think it threw her off for a few weeks, but she came back and killed it with her last few dances, getting straight 10s across the board from the judges. Finally, we got Jason Mraz. When he's out of a hold and doing faster dances like a jive, he really thrives. However, when he's confined to a hold with his partner Daniela, he seems to lose his flair a little bit and get stiff because I think he's just out of his element. He kind of dropped off in the middle of the season, but he came back with a fantastic final dance, and ultimately it was my favorite dance of the entire episode. So, after hearing about the 5 finalists, who do you think won the Mirror Ball?
And new champions of Dancing with the Stars are Xochitl and Val!
Honestly, I'm really happy with the results. However, I was very sad that Jason Mraz didn't win. I did in fact vote for Jason and Xochitl. They were the top 2 though, by the way. So this is a PSA. Voting matters, you guys. So get on that shit. I hope that you enjoyed this Dancing with the Stars Season 32 finale recap, and I'll see you at the watch party for Season 33.
Thank you, Tess. But Josh, there's a lot of drama going on in the world right now. Apparently, a Jacksonville Jaguars employee stole $22 million from the team. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's pretty intense. I would say he's not going to be too happy about what's going to happen to him in the next few weeks. But not to be dramatic, but I'm very excited for our next segment, Drama with Dasha.
Thanks, Josh F. And good evening, sports fans. Welcome back to another thrilling episode of Drama with Dasha. Tonight, we dive into the heart of the National Football League, where the drama unfolds both on and off the field. I'm Dasha, and buckle up for an explosive investigation into the alleged scripting of the NFL season by none other than NFL Network's very own Adam Rank. I've been following Adam Rank's predictions for years, and the patterns are just too consistent. It's almost like he's reading from a script. The Denver Broncos, after starting the season with an 0-3 record, were viewed as a contender for the number 1 overall pick. Yet nobody thought Sean Payton's team would make a playoff push. Well, almost nobody. Adam Rank knew something that we didn't. After the Broncos limped to a 2-5 record, Rank predicted the Broncos would upset the Kansas City Chiefs 20-17. The Broncos went on to beat the Chiefs 24-9. The next week, Rank predicted 24-23. Broncos win over the Buffalo Bills. Denver went on to win that game 24-22. Then, Rank predicted a 21-14 victory for the Denver Broncos against the Minnesota Vikings, and Denver went on to win 22-21. Making these predictions even sweeter was the fact that Rank's colleagues all picked Denver's opponents to win the games during Denver's recent winning streak. Coincidence? I think not. It's as if he knows the outcomes before the game even begins. We've reached out to Adam Rank for his side of the story. Here's what he had to say.
Dasha, this is absurd. I've been a fan of the game since I was a kid. I've studied it, lived it, breathed it. I don't need a script to make accurate predictions. It's insulting to suggest that my knowledge and passion for the sport are somehow manufactured. I don't script the National Football League. I've just been around the game for a long time, and I have a feel for how things might play out. It's all in good fun.
Despite his denial, our investigation continues. We've obtained exclusive access to documents and communications that raise further questions about the authenticity of Adam Rank's predictions. Join us next week as we dive deeper into the web of intrigue in Drama with Dasha, the Adam Rank NFL investigation.
Thanks for that report, Dasha. Josh, question for you. Have you ever thought about running a marathon?
Actually, a fun fact is that my mom actually ran the New York Marathon multiple times, but that's not something I don't think I will ever do. That takes a lot of physical endurance. Would you ever run one?
I think we can go ahead and say no to that one.
Yeah. All right, we're both in agreement there. But our very own Joel has an exclusive interview with Jack Bray, who did just that, coming up right now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to be playing pool with the famous half triathlete, Jack Bray. You want to play some pool?
Let's shoot some pool.
Let's get after it. Jack is going to go ahead and take the opening shot. So how this is going to work, every shot, I get to ask Jack a question. You wear that suit everywhere?
Yeah, I like to wear it everywhere because my sponsors really want me to wear it. Shout out Pure Ride. My closet is pretty much full of these. I'm like SpongeBob. Yeah, you know, I only really play sports that I know I can win at because my ego can't handle losing.
It's a tactical move. I respect it.
Thanks, appreciate that, Joe.
Yeah. Let's talk about that fall. How was that? What happened when you fell when you were transitioning off the bike into the run?
Raise the stakes a little bit. So I decided the only way to do that was to go over the handlebars coming into transition 2.
That's almost heroic of you. I think Jack's winning. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, hopefully I do, because it's, I actually don't know who's winning. 1, 2, 3.
Talk to me. Wait, do it again. Do it again. You're good. Let's go! Well, Jack, it was a great game.
It's a great game.
I'm surprised I won.
I'm surprised you won too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
I feel good now. I see why you do this. I think I'm gonna run triathlons. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you very much, Jack and Joe, for that exclusive interview looking into the world of marathoning. But speaking of going the long distance, I know you're trying to get that money longer, just like Little Vert. So, Cowboys-Eagles coming up this weekend, Sunday Night Football, one of the biggest games of the year. Both teams fighting for that playoff spot. I want to know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, me personally, I have the Eagles, but if you want some more professional advice, up next we have Tanner Pierce with betting.
All right, thanks for tossing it to me, Dan. You know, I love betting on sports responsibly, obviously. So I'm going to give you my picks of the week. Got a couple NFL picks, got a couple college football picks, but Pierce's picks of the week. First off, starting tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, we've got Chargers and Raiders. That's an awful game if you've watched the NFL at all this year. So over-unders set at 33.5. That under is a lock all day, especially on Thursday night. Pretty much every primetime game this year has been pretty bad except for a few, so if feel like this is going to continue that trend. Then I'm a big college football fan myself, so I'm going to keep up a couple here. On Saturday, bowl season really gets going. Got a couple big ones. One actually here in LA at SoFi Stadium. That is the Starco Brands LA Bowl. And our local UCLA Bruins will be there against Boise State. That one, the line is set for UCLA minus 2.5. I like that. I think they'll cover that. I like that. They're at home in LA. Lock it in. The other one, another in-state team, Cal versus Texas Tech in the Radiance Tech Independence Bowl. Texas Tech is favored by 2.5, but I actually think that Cal's going to cover. They looked really good in their last game against UCLA, and I think they're going to cover and really go out and win their last game of the year. And then last one, there's someone in this class that really likes this game. Sunday, 10 a.m., Bears, Browns. Is Joe Flacco elite? I think Joe Flacco might be elite, so watch out for that. But the line is set for the Browns at minus 3.5. But this Bears team has looked pretty good the last couple weeks, so I am actually going to take the Bears money line on that. Riding with you, Adam, so hope you agree. But yeah, we'll see you next week. Hopefully go 4-0 on this week's picks, but catch me next week for Pierce's picks.
Thanks, Tanner, for that great advice. Josh, when you think of the greatest showdowns in sports, what do you think of?
Well, I got to go with Lakers Celtics #1. You know, you got Bama Georgia at the college level, Yankees Red Sox in baseball, Dodgers Giants, you got Cowboys Eagles, Bears Packers. But I believe here at our show tonight, we have the best showdown of them all. I am pleased to announce that this may sadly be the final showdown, but it is my favorite one to ever exist, Graphics Package Showdown, and I'm excited to toss it to Dan and Mason right now.
Hello and welcome to the final showdown. It's right, it's here, it's Graphics Package Showdown. I'm Dan Batson here with my wonderful co-host Mason Lee. Mason, what have we got today?
A sad but emotional one, Dan. This is the last time I'm going to be able to flip my rocker.
Yeah, you know,
Graphics Package Showdown.
We've had a couple of different moments with the rocker, you and I, and it's been a wild ride, but I think we've got a great show planned for you today, and I can't wait to see what we got.
All right, let's get it straight into the first one. The first one, we've got Formula One versus NASCAR. Now, I'll start this one off, and I think, Dan, NASCAR has got the strong one here. You see this lovely third. You've got Joey here. They've even put him in a bit of a cartoon style, so it lines up with the rest of the graphic. It's nice, it's colorful, it's vibrant, but it's still simple without being overcomplicated. And they've got this gray sort of angled motif, and they've even got it sort of floating on the cars live, and I think that really puts them ahead of Formula One.
You know, I think you get a really good point there. I think the cartoon really plays well into the kind of vibe they're going for, but if we're going to talk about modern, we're going to talk about sleek, we got to talk about Formula One. I mean, there's nothing better than it. You've got the onboards, like you said. The onboard over there, it's a little blurry. Obviously, you see who's in front, but look at this. You know the DRS is active. You know how fast they're going. You know where they're at in the lineup. You can see how well they're qualifying, and I mean, these headshots. We're talking about two different worlds right now, Formula One versus NASCAR. I don't know, but our viewers at home get to vote for themselves. Check out the Twitter poll that we have now posted on the GFX Package Showdown Twitter and vote for your favorite as we move on to our second.
All right, bringing us next on, we have Good Morning America versus Good Day LA. And I think I've sort of got the same idea as NASCAR. I mean, they've got this nice, sleek set with these nice graphics that fit right in. You know, they're nice, beautiful, colorful. The font is nice and simple. And you can see, again, it's just not overly busy, perfect for when you're just waking up in the morning. You just got on the TV. You don't want your eyes to be destroyed by overloaded by graphics. Just nice, simple, beautiful, sleek, modern.
You know what? I do have to kind of agree with you there, Mason. Obviously, it is minimal, and I think GMA may take it just a tad too far, but you can't really beat it. Obviously, they've rocked this same graphics package for as long as I can remember, but I mean, even with the beautiful animations, tight colors, and I think the ticker at the bottom is what takes it for me. It's easy to read, it's got the white background, and I think it's got Good Day LA beat, but where can they vote for that again, Mason?
That's right, Dan, on our Twitter poll. Again, it's up on Twitter, make sure you go check it out, and that brings us straight into our next one, the MLB Network versus the NFL Network.
Now, Mason, I'm gonna have to take the side of one of my very favorite sports, which is the MLB. Obviously, this is the epitome of what your studio should look like. And I know we may have some bias from some of our key viewers that we have that usually tune into this show, but I mean, MLB Tonight. We're talking about some of the best hosts. We're talking about those deep blues, all the teams around. I don't know, from a graphic standpoint, from a studio standpoint, I think this is more of a studio show off if you ask me. I think the MLB's got NFL beat.
I mean, Dan, I do have to give it to you. That MLB set is beautiful. But if we're talking about anchors, we got a beautiful winner right there. I mean, come on, you just can't compete with that. And really, speaking of the whole NFL network, what I really love is this giant TV they've got there in the back. You can see it really gives you that sort of NFL vibe. Like, you turn on the TV, you see that on the set, you know we're watching Total Access. And that's what I really love about everything on Total Access. It's got this bold, beautiful motif. When you see it, it screams NFL, nothing else. And that's what it's got for me.
You know, Mason, I think you make a great point, and that does bring us to the end of regulation here on Graphics Package Showdown 3. I think I won all 3. I'm sure Mason thinks he took home the cake on the others, but let's go into everybody's favorite part of Graphics Package Showdown. What would it be without a patented bonus round? Mason, what have you cooked up for us tonight?
All right, this is going to be the biggest and the best. Bringing it back to our very first Graphics Package Showdown, Wii Sports versus Wii Sports Resort. And I'll let you start it off with Wii Sports, Dan.
I mean, obviously, like you said, this is something that we call home. We grew up on this. These graphics feel so familiar to us. I mean, if we're taking a look at Wii Sports, we're talking about that nice, that clean, that sleek look. We're talking about skill levels. We're talking about the clean graphics for the times. The Wii was just coming out. People didn't know what having a Wii was like until they got Wii Sports. I think it takes home the cake, and Wii Sports Resort, just a cheap copy.
You know, I can't disagree with you, Dan, on the term of the skill level. They peaked at the skill level because, again, you could have a bunch of complicated graphics, or you could just know your opponent has a skill level of 89. But what I've got to say is, just look at these revamped graphics. Seriously, I mean, you can do anything on this beautiful remote island. Look at this. This man smacking that man. Look at his face. Look at the beautiful graphic. You see that, you go, thwack. That energy is beautiful, amazing. You've got Frisbee with dogs. I don't think I need to say more
with dogs, really.
I don't think I need to say more about that one. You can, I know this is just the plain one, but you can fly a plane into a volcano. The plane makes funny noises. It even got these funny little shaking graphics when you accidentally fly into something. And finally, you got those massive Dunkaroos. And I think that's what brings it home for me with Wii Sports Resort.
Well, Mason, I think we're going to have to let the viewers decide on who's going to take home the cake on this one, but it truly has been an honor to share the stage with you so much this semester.
Same here, Dan, and that brings us, unfortunately and quite sadly, to our last Graphics Package Showdown. But it's been an amazing 3 months with you, Dan, and with everybody watching. And thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Wow, I mean, I don't know how they do it over there, Dan and Mason, but they always seem to outdo themselves every single episode of Graphics Package Showdown, don't they, Josh?
Yeah, really one of the best segments I've ever seen from myself, especially in this show.
I definitely agree with you, but sadly, it's a great way to end our show, but sadly, our show does have to end. It's been a great one.
Yeah, it's been a great show and really brings the whole semester together. Special shout out to all the correspondents in the field as well as the crew that worked here today.
Yes, definitely a shout out to all of them for their hard work, but that is all we have for you tonight. Thank you everyone for an amazing semester and tuning in. We got our next episode coming soon. Good night.